What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Your guy Cody here. Obviously, not in my original setup. I actually went home for the weekend, so I'm chilling out in my brother's room because I couldn't find a good spot to do it, and it's a better spot than what I had. So, sorry about the lack of quality of video. But, guys, we got some more news here from the Indianapolis Colts. They add to their secondary depth, they add to their safety depth. They signed their second safety in a week. They signed former Philadelphia Eagles safety Rodney McLeod. Now, McLeod, veteran, 31 years old, was originally an undrafted free agent of the St. Louis Rams back in 2012. He signed a couple off seasons ago a 5-year deal with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he has played a lot since 2016. He started a lot of games for the Eagles in his time. He started 75 games for the Eagles in the 6 years he was with them. Just initial reactions for this. This was a signing that I think the Colts had to make if they weren't going to go get a Tyrann Mathieu. It looks like they're kind of off of him, and I think this signing kind of indicates it, which is a bummer, but the Colts do add a pretty good player with a lot of veteran experience in Rodney McLeod. And that's something they certainly need with this young secondary featuring Julian Blackmon and Khari Willis. And hopefully there's some insurance because both those guys the last couple of years have been a little bit banged up. So the Colts get a vet in there. And that was some questions last year, when Khari Willis goes down, when Julian Blackmon goes down, who steps up? And a lot of times it was George Odom last year. And Odom obviously no longer with the team. He signed elsewhere to go potentially start somewhere. So McLeod, I think overall this is a solid veteran signing. The Colts much needed it in their secondary because they've lost a lot of pieces in their secondary and they haven't really gained much, in terms of quality players. So, Brandon Faison and now Rodney McLeod, probably two players that are going to make some sort of impact for this team. Maybe both guys will be depth signing. And who knows, maybe some of these guys will start. We'll see as the season progresses. But, as is with the parity of the NFL, with how much injuries do occur, I think this was a very good signing for the Colts. In terms of the player himself, last year, I can tell you this. I didn't watch a lot of Eagles games, but what I can tell you based off of what PFF did, they gave him a 63.7 rating, which is actually pretty solid. I know they kind of grade different players differently and things like that. But that kind of seems pretty close to maybe what some of the corners who were playing pretty well for the Colts last year were. With the Eagles last year, he played and started in 13 games. He had 2 picks. He also combined. He combined 58 tackles, 32 of those solo tackles. So McLeod just seems like a solid player. He's never been, that ball hawk type of safety. The most interceptions he's ever had in his single season has been 3 a number of years ago. But I think overall, initial reaction, this is a good signing for the Colts. Especially for the reasons that I already stated. But let me know. And Eagles fans, if you guys are in here, I know there's a few of you from that Carson Wentz trade that probably still tune into the channel. So if you guys could let me know your thoughts on Rodney McLeod, and if you think he's a good player that the Colts acquired, I think Eagles fans probably will say he is, but I just want to hear your thoughts and your reactions as well. All right, guys, that's kind of going to do it, I think, for my thoughts here on the Indianapolis Colts, adding in free agency a little bit more, getting a veteran in Rodney McLeod, and just continuing to bolster that depth in the secondary. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And as always, guys, go Colts.